All right, we are live. Welcome everybody to our performance seminar today. This is for the 12th of February, our 6 p.m. session, and I would like to welcome Miss Navia. Take the stage. So Navia, when you're ready, go ahead and introduce yourself and the piece that you're playing and the composer.
My name is Navia, and today I'll be playing Flamenco by William Gillis.
I like the way you played that last note. Boom. Very good. All right. How was that flamenco for you?
Good.
Yeah? Okay, why don't you walk us through what you've been working on to make this sound more Spanish, to have the flamenco flair.
Well, I worked on the dynamics and um, um, also on like this part. I've been working on making that like more like ascending and more like dynamic on that part and more like loud. So, and
Good.
also on the last part, I focused on making it like big, like powerful.
Mm-hmm. Those are all good things. A lot of what you just said you brought out in your performance. So well done. Appreciate. Do you have some thoughts for Navia on her performance?
I really liked it overall, and you maintained like a steady rhythm.
Yeah.
So I don't really have much like feedback. Maybe like in some places you could add dynamics, like how you said.
For sure. Yeah. I think she could definitely enhance the dynamics, right, Navia?
Yeah.
Bring them out even more now that you've run it. Cool. How about you, Samantha? What thoughts come to mind when you heard Navia perform?
Overall, it was really smooth, and I really liked her staccatos. But I also really think that she could enhance her dynamics a little more.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the staccatos are really clean, Navia. And I think this is part of what brings that flamenco flair to your playing. If anything, when you have the accent with the staccato, you can bring these out a little bit more, right? Dum, da, da, dum, bum, so that the beat is very, very strong. When you get to here, make sure that you don't rush, because the beat, the pulse is 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, right? That's the speed that you're playing at, which means then this would be left, right, left, right, left, right, da, 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 da. So just be really mindful of that. Are you aware that you sped up here?
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah. But just do some metronome practice or just some foot tapping, right?
Okay.
And that'll really help out. Same thing when you come to the end. Yeah. Other than that, I thought this was quite pretty. Dun, dun, da, 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 dun. As if someone is just stopping and thinking, right? Or they're singing to somebody. But whatever you do, also just maintain your rhythm, even if it's a little bit slower, okay? Great, excellent. Keep charging thought forward. Thanks, Navia. Okay, who do we have now? Miss Prisha. Miss Prisha, what are you going to perform for us? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Prisha, and I'm going to be performing Sonatine and Singing.
Well done, Miss Prisha. How is it running this piece? This is the second time, right, that you're running it? So if you compared this performance to your previous performance, what are some of the improvements that you're hearing?
I think from my last performance, I think I did like a better job in some places with the rhythm. But I also feel like after I added the last few lines, and like I didn't focus so much on the rest of the piece.
Right. Yeah, that's often the case, huh? We get so caught up with focusing on one part. The old parts of the piece, we ignore. Right. All right. Well, we'll come back around to you. Navya, what are some thoughts you have for Prisha?
I thought the ascending notes were really clean, and her rhythm was good.
Yeah. All right. Cool. What notes did you say were clean?
The ascending notes. When
The
she sang
ascending notes. Okay. Yeah. Nice. How about you, Samantha?
One thing that really stood out to me was her staccato. She played those like really nicely.
Yeah, they were clean, right? Very good. Prisha, the big thing that will help this, because most of it is there, right? You've got a pretty solid grasp now of the notes and the rhythm. It's your tempo. The tempo fluctuates. Are you aware of that? Sometimes we speed up, sometimes we slow down, especially when we've been playing all these 16th notes, everything is very, very, very fast. And then, but you also need to be able to feel the 8th note. Dun, 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 3, 4, 1, and 2, and then in the left hand, dun, 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 or whatever the speed is, yeah? It's often quite tricky to go from short note values to longer note values, unless you're feeling a very clear 8th note pulse, and so, or a quarter note, whatever it may be. The pulse just has to be larger than the note value. Does that make sense? Yeah, obviously you don't want 16th notes, otherwise your heart will explode. It's too many. You want to have fewer, but then it passes over to here. So the major thing I would suggest for you to do is just one line at a time. Can you just set up your metronome? Set up your metronome to a speed that you're able to maintain, right? And then really lock into that. That way the whole piece will be more unified. Then you can start adding all the other details into it. So the pulse is the foundation for your house, right? So before you can decorate your house, you need to have a strong floor and walls and a roof, right? All of that needs to be put into place. And foundation is definitely the pulse of the piece. So go ahead and just sort that out first. It's line by line. Then you can start adding all the other extra stuff, okay? Okay, cool. Well done. Come back soon. All right, now we have Miss Samantha. Miss Samantha, what will you be playing for us today?
Today I'll be playing the Polonaise in G minor.
The Polonaise in G minor. Okay, the stage is yours.
Okay. I just start. Okay.
Well done, Samantha. Is this your first time running this?
I know, it's the second time.
Second time? Okay, cool. Well, same question as I had for pre-show. What's your comparison between the first performance and this one?
So this one was memorized, and because it was like memorized, I got kind of nervous because I thought I would forget the notes. So then I did forget the notes. Huh.
Isn't that funny, right? What we focus on tends to happen.
Mhm.
Yeah, but that's okay. I thought it was pretty solid despite some of the slips. That was fine, and you kept on playing, right? So you made it all the way through. So other than the memory, what are some takeaways from this performance that you thought were a success?
This time I did speed it up a little more, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then that transition between somewhere, it was better because before the rhythm it was a little bit off because I didn't move my hand fast enough. But this time it was better.
Right. That's the thing. It's preparation, isn't it?
Mhm.
It's preparation, and so once you know exactly where you're going and how to move to get there, it makes things much smoother. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start with Navia. Navia, do you have some thoughts for Samantha?
I thought her dynamics were really good. Overall, the piece was like clean.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, dynamics were pretty good. How about you, Prisha?
I really like the like dynamics too, and the tempo and pace. Like it was pretty steady.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing where it's very important to find a tempo that you can sustain throughout the whole piece, but also represents the character of the piece. Yeah, I thought the tempo was great, Samantha. What you can start working on now is creating a little dialogue with these here. You see, notice how it goes. Yada-dun, da-da-dun, dun. Yada-dun, da-da-dun, dun. These are like little questions, aren't they? These little things. Yada-dun, da-da-dun. And then this is a question. E flat. Yada-dun, da-da-dun, D. Right? So start playing around with creating questions and answers in them. Bombadi yada da dun dun da dee dum. That sounds like a statement. And then we got another two measures. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun, dun, da-da-dun, da-da-dun, dun. Bum, ba-da-dun, dun, 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 da-da-dum. Right? So the thing with Baroque music is that it can be quite symmetrical. Right? You can easily divide it two measure phrase, two measure phrase. And then here it gets a lot more what's the word? We move into the major key, right? We move into the major key, but then we move back down to the minor key over here. So also listen out for when you're in the major and when you're in the minor, right? Because when you're in the major, does the music seem more dull or more bright?
More bright.
Yeah, right. So this is an area that you can bring out just a bit more. And then yada-dun, da-da-dun. This is like the action scene of the music, right? Boom, boom, ba 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 boom, boom, da 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 dun da dee dun da da dun dun dun. So it can be a little bigger as well. This could be the forte section. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I would map it, and then it starts to slowly bridge back to the opening down here. So that's what I want you to think about. Think about the phrasing. Think about how you're going to play these phrases, and also playing it at a speed that allows your hand to get to where you need to get to ahead of time. Right, so that you don't get any slips. And that's especially for the memory as well. Make sure that you memorize the movements, okay?
Okay.
Awesome, excellent. Well, that brings us to the end of class. Everybody do watch your videos back so that you can figure out where to improve for next time. But also take note of the stuff that's going really well. Yeah, you guys are all sounding great. And we'll see you at the next Kaizen. See you guys later.
Bye.
See you later.